So, story time. I needed a car. So, over like the time since I've been 16, I've had a few cars, not a lot. They're not very nice cars either, but they're cars, so we'll go with that. Anyway, so started off with the 94 Accord. That is the car that actually is in a YouTube video that I made actually as kind of a joke. I think I was 16 when I made that. It was 4 years ago. And so that was kind of funny for me to make that. And let's see. Anyway, after that, that was really my car throughout high school. I mean, during having that car, there was also a 1987 Porsche 924. That was a project car, really just so I could learn manual. My brother learned manual on it too, and so did my sister. So I worked for a while. That's a completely different story, that Porsche. And the other thing, and then now since I've been back in the United States since April, since then I've been driving my mom's old 2001 Toyota Sienna. So, needless to say, I thought I need a new car. So first off, I thought, you know what? How about I just get a cheap WRX and call that good. Well, apparently there is no such thing as a cheap WRX. I learned that. So this is me trying to enter into the car community. Obviously, I've done a lot of research into stuff. I've learned a lot, and watched all the Donut Media videos. But I really don't know that much about cars, and so when I looked into this, I found that WRXs are first off rare, and then Impreza WRXs, whatever you want to call them. First off rare, and then second off expensive. It's almost like those old Tacomas that people try to sell. It's like a 20-year-old car, and it's or 30-year-old car maybe, and they try to sell it for $6,000 and it has 300,000 closing on 400,000 miles. It's like, do you really expect to get that amount of money? And the thing is, there's so many of them. I'm getting off topic, but like there's Tacoma rage. It's like when you look at them, there's just pages full of Tacomas. Like you can look it up on like Craigslist, whatever, Auto Trader, and there's be so many of them, and you're like, these can't be selling. These can't be selling quickly. Everyone is like the same price. It'd be better just to buy a new one, or any other truck besides a Tacoma, whatever. So I looked into Tacomas. That didn't really work either. Apparently, I have expensive taste, and my brother, he kept telling me, just get a Honda Accord, just get a Camry, and I'm like, no, I want to get a cool car, and I want to get one that has a little more power, not just like regular 1.5 liter 4-cylinder, no, like 4-cylinder turbo. Anyway, it was kind of funny, but anyway, WRXs weren't gonna work, and I did some more research, and I found the Legacy GT wagons, and Forester XT. So I started looking around for those guys. So I broadened my search online for those cars too, and I found some, I guess. I found like a Forester XT. It was okay, but the owner never texted me back. And then I found a GT wagon, but that was it actually had been in a wreck. It was a salvage car, but the owner was selling it as if it had a clean title. They said clean title and everything. I'm like, no, it's not a clean title. I don't know what he's trying to pull over or anything on someone. I don't know, whatever. But I found a Legacy GT salvage title, and so I was really trying to find a manual. I just couldn't find one. And then eventually I broadened my search to automatics as well, to just get some more options in there. And then I finally found a really clean Legacy GT. Went to check it out. Had some problems, fixable problems though. And the thing I liked about it was that it was completely stock. None of those other cars that I looked at before were stock. They always had like some modification. The XT, it was lower. The GT wagon, it had like a bigger turbo, probably an eBay turbo, who knows. But I just didn't want to mess with that stuff. I didn't want to get into like a money pit that was going to be too big for me, because I don't have that much money to begin with, and I'm just trying to find something simple. You know, it's like level maintenance that I can deal with, not a level of maintenance that requires to be in the shop every month. So it requires me to spend thousands of dollars. So in the end, I went with this Legacy GT. I talked to some guys at a Subaru garage. They thought it was good. So I'm like, alright, I trust you guys. So I bought it. And then they fixed it up. It took a few weeks. You know, with COVID and all that, I mean, they told me it'd be ready in a week and a half, but then it came back like after 3 weeks, so double the time. But if you think about it, you know, they did have COVID, and then the whole USPS thing that's going on right now, yeah, whatever. So, in the end, got the Legacy GT. And it's actually a pretty good car. When I bought it, I had 114,000 miles, but I do a lot of commuting, at least right now. Next week I'll stop doing as many commutes, and the next week even less, but I just put a lot of miles on it since I've had it since today's Thursday. I had it for a week, and I put like 300 miles on it, so fair amount, but it's all fine, it's all good. And yeah, so it's just gonna be my daily. So this is really my first step into like the car culture. I've always wanted like a starter car, and I just felt like this was that car for me. My first turbo Subaru, my first Subaru altogether, my first like real car that, you know, can go places and, you know, distances, even though it's 12 years old. But yeah, I'm still super excited for this car. I'm loving it. It's super sketchy just leaving this place, and me turning around and finding little turnarounds like this to like go and turn around and take videos of this car. It is so hard to make these car edits when you just like by yourself and everything. It's so freaking difficult. So my hands are shaking. I'm like excited. I better get some likes for this, alright guys?